Hey guys, we're just gonna give it a minute and wait for a few more people to join. All right. Welcome everybody, and thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to join us for the Fintech Nexus USA 2023 sponsor webinar. My name is Matt Murnane, and I am the Chief Experience Officer at Fintech Nexus, and I'm joined today by some of my colleagues.
My name is Megan Cornett. I'm Director of Events. I can help you with anything with operations and logistics in regard to your booth.
I'm Veronica DaCosta. I'm the Lead Relationship Manager. Me and my team can answer any of your day-to-day questions.
My name is Kelly Hogan. I am the Event Registration and Customer Service Manager. I deal all things ticketing and networking app.
I'm just going to run us through a little snapshot of our agenda and what we'll cover today. First, Veronica will take you through the sponsor portal and just let you know everything that is within that, deadlines, booth setup, marketing aspects of it, and hotels. And then Kelly will take us through the registration and check-in process, the networking app, and I will close it out with an event overview. I'll take you through the floor plan, some key areas, booth logistics, and just general event information. And then we'll close it out with a Q&A. If you have any questions during any of these sections, please feel free to put it in the chat box and we'll do our best to answer them in real time. And then at the end of the event, we'll cover anything we haven't answered at that point.
All right, I will take it away. Thank you, Megan. Are you guys tired of sifting through endless sponsorship emails without finding what you're looking for? Well, our sponsorship portal is offering you guys streamlined process to provide you with information 24/7 for free, not $19.99. This here is a quick snapshot of important information on our sponsor portal. If you've only got 1 hour to prep for this event, definitely check out these documents. I want to highlight a few things for you. The FAQs, the manual, and the floor plan are going to continue to be updated, so check back on those regularly. On the next page, we've got key deadlines. So tomorrow is when all sponsor registrations are due. And if you are a new sponsor with us, definitely reach out to your relationship manager to talk about a graphics deadline date. And I want to also now just kind of take you through a quick review of the sponsor portal.
Hey everyone, I'm going to take you through our sponsor portal. And we developed this portal so that you can access information 24/7 and have all your questions answered in one place. This is our home page, and there's a few things to note here. Register now is under construction at the moment. And then speakers, you can fill out the speaker onboarding form right here if someone on your team has been chosen to be a speaker. Down here, you'll notice our whole team, and you can click on any one of us and email us directly if you have any questions. All of these other buttons are located as tabs at the top, so we'll go to important info and deadlines. Here you'll see some deadline details, the important dates timeline, which is my favorite part of this particular section, which is a visual representation of due dates. You've got the show schedule, so move in, move out dates, and exhibition hours are located there. Sponsor FAQs have been developed based on questions that you've been asking us. So thank you, Lolo and Dana, and Michael for asking some questions that have been added to our FAQs. The sponsor manual is all of the nitty-gritty details about our event. Both of these documents will be updated regularly, so please check back often. And then registration and badge pickup, we've added some additional locations, dates, and times where you can pick up your badge early. So please be aware of that. Floor plan is live, and so definitely check out where your booth is located before coming. In terms of booth setup and logistics, all the graphic specs for our show are located at the top here. Booth setup, the hand carry policy is important to check out before you come to the Javits Center. Exhibitor appointed contractor form is there. Audio visual, if you need to order a TV or any AV equipment, you can order that right there. You can download the shipping labels. You've got 3-in-1 label right there. The Freeman Full Kit is here. If you need to order any additional furniture for your booth, you can do so right there. Freeman Online, you can order the furniture, carpet, and labor. So that's directly to the order form once you've chosen what you wanted. And then the Freeman Box link, if you want to upload any graphics for our show, you can do so right there. In terms of the Javits and Jake, Javits Center venue information is here. Jake is their online ordering portal, so you can order electrical and catering as well as Wi-Fi right there. Let's take it to hotels. We've got 2 that have actually sold out. So the Knickerbocker sold out and the Pendry just sold out. You've got 2 other options here. There are some deadlines that you should be aware of. So please, if you haven't already, book your hotels. And we'll take it to marketing. The networking app is available for you guys to download. And you can start scheduling your one-on-one meetings. The app is actually web-based as well, so you can access from your laptop if you'd like. And for this year, the lead retrieval app is actually also the networking app. There will be more details to come on the networking app in a few. We've also got some social media promotions. So you can use the hashtag Fintech Nexus, and you can even share your 15% discount code with your followers. If you haven't already received your sponsor marketing page, you can request that via email right here. Digital assets should have been submitted already, but if you haven't given us your logo or company description, you can do so right there. Exclusive networking opportunities. So we have a few events that are planned before our conference starts. If you'd like to attend a Yankee game or if you'd like to go to a Broadway show, there's details for that there, as well as details on various happy hours that are going to be occurring during our event. And last but not least, press releases. If you have any big announcements, feel free to fill out the press release form by May 5th. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to seeing you in May. Take care.
All right, we are excited about our event. We hope that you are too. Here are a few marketing opportunities to showcase your brand and participation at Fintech Nexus USA. You'll see the hashtag Fintech Nexus. We've also have some social cards that are available to you guys, as well as your sponsor webpage and testimonials. You'll receive a link closer to the event date where you will be able to record your own personal testimonial at the event. And then just to recap on the hotels, we have sold out at the Pendry and the Knickerbocker, but we do have hotel blocks at the Marriott Marquis and the Intercontinental. So if you haven't already, book your hotels before the deadlines pass. And I'm handing it over to Kelly.
Kelly, I think you're on mute.
I knew I was going to do that. Sorry about that. Just like Veronica mentioned, we have a couple registration locations opened up on day 0. That's going to be Tuesday, May 9th. From 12 to 5 p.m., we will have registration open and available during your move-in at the Javits Center. We will also have registration locations opened at the Marriott Marquis on the 3rd floor, as well as the Intercontinental Hotel between 2 and 5 p.m. So if you're checking in, be sure to stop by our registration desks. If you are attending the invite-only VIP welcome reception that evening, we will also have registration open there for you. On the morning of day 1, Wednesday the 10th, registration will open at 7 a.m. If you were unable to collect your badge the day before, be sure to arrive early to avoid the line. The expo hall will open at 8 a.m. for sponsors and 8:45 for everybody else, and then opening remarks start promptly at 9 a.m. Similarly for Wednesday, registration will open at 7:30. When you arrive to check in, be sure to have your ticket available to you. You can scan that barcode. It was attached to your confirmation email. If you don't have it readily available, no worries. We can search your registration records by your name and your email manually. Once you check in, your badge and your lanyard will be handed to you by a Fintech Nexus representative. And this is just an example of what your badge will look like. Your first name, full name, attendee status, and company will be listed, as well as this QR code. We have a couple different lanyard colors this year you'll see. Just helps you to easily identify other attendees. General attendees will have a black lanyard like below. Sponsors, all of you, will have blue lanyards, and speakers and press will have white lanyards. Moving right along to our networking app. We are super excited this year. This is a new networking platform for us. If you've attended one of our past 2 events, either Dealmakers or LATAM, you might be familiar with this. But for those first timers at USA, brand new, welcome. If you haven't already, download the mobile app. It is available. The invitation went out to sponsors last night, so get on there, get logged in. It's available on both mobile and web. Some features are only available on one version or the other, so I recommend taking a look and getting familiar with both versions on your computer and on your phone. While you're at the event though, your mobile app will be your source of truth, the best key to your success. For all previously registered sponsors, you would have received your invite to join the networking app yesterday evening. This is what that invite email would look like. It will be coming from noreply@mailevents.fintechnexus.com. If you are already registered and you didn't receive that email, feel free to email us, either myself or the info@fintechnexus.com email address for some support. Once you log in and you click that Start Networking button in your email, it's going to take you onto the onboarding questions. These are going to look pretty familiar. It's what you answered during your registration process when ordering your ticket. These questions that are highlighted in the red box here are mandatory to move on to the next section. These that are highlighted now, these last 3 are not mandatory, but they are highly encouraged. The more information you have in your profile, the better it is to find matches and the easier it is for other attendees to connect with you. There's just a few more things you're going to want to update once you log in. So when you're looking at that home screen, that top right corner, you'll find your profile. Click into that and you'll want to add a headshot, just a nice little photo so it's easy for people to find you in real life. You'll want to add your headline. This will be auto-filled with your job title hyphen company name. This is visible in the general attendee list, so I feel like it helps you to stand out if you put a little short blurb about yourself. One thing to note up here, you are going to want to update your availability. Be sure to block off the times that you are unavailable, like if there's content you want to see or if you want to take a break. This is only editable in the web version of it. So make sure you log on your computer at least once. That way you can mark off times that you are unavailable. One thing to note is that we will not be closing our networking zone for lunch this year. So take care of yourself, block off time. Last but not least, down at the bottom, you'll be able to add a larger description of who you are, what you do, and why people should want to meet with you. Similarly to individual profiles, we have company profiles. on the networking app. Right next to that icon to go into your individual profile, you'll see a Teams button. You'll click into that. This is what you're going to want to update here. You have your hero image. Your logo should already be preloaded, but feel free to change that as needed. You'll be able to add all of your social links, your website, a headline as well, PDFs, a video URL, so on and so forth. Information that's really easy for other attendees to understand who you are and why you're sponsoring this event. Once you've done all the boring admin tasks within the platform, some easy ways to navigate the platform. When you're looking at the manage your schedule, your personal schedule within the platform, couple key things to note. This is just keys on like icons to help you understand what's happening within your schedule. This first image is what a declined meeting looks like, in case you were curious as to why that you don't have a table assigned. It's a meeting that was declined for whatever reason. This next one, if you see on that right-hand side, it says awaiting response. This is a meeting request that you sent to somebody else. So you're waiting on a response from somebody, which is why it hasn't been accepted yet. Third on this list is an accepted meeting. This is what it looks like when somebody accepts your meeting request or you accept theirs. You'll see those two little green check marks, and then you'll also be assigned a meeting location and a table number. Meeting location might vary slightly, but generally speaking, it'll be in our one-to-one networking zone. And if you're having trouble finding where you're supposed to meet somebody, just see the info desk, the help desk in the networking zone. You'll also be assigned a table number. And last but not least, this is a pending meeting request. This is something that's a meeting request that somebody sent to you. So they are awaiting your response. Be sure to clear that out, answer it, either accept or decline. It just helps to free up the back end of the system. Moving right along to navigating the attendee list, you are able to view all other attendees in the platform. You're able to filter it by all of those same questions that you answered in onboarding, company name, job level, job function, all that fun stuff. You're also able to be more specific in your search by using the search bar up at the top. That is this first image here. When you look right down below at this second image, this is what it looks like when you click into somebody's profile, and there's a lot of information we can see from here. You can request a meeting, you can view similar profiles to the one you're currently looking at, you can see their onboarding questions that they answered, you can either skip the profile or you can show interest. The skip and show interest is a useful tool for our AI to learn what the profiles that you do or don't want to be recommended. When you show interest to someone, they receive a notification, just like in the next slide. So I showed interest in Alicia. When Alicia logs into her profile, she'll see that notification on that bottom left-hand side, and I can take action from there. I can either skip them, say I'm not interested in meeting them, or I can show mutual interest back. When that happens, you get the image below, a handshake. We consider this to be a double opt-in connection, meaning that now you can share contact information and you can chat openly with this attendee without having to request a meeting. Some other helpful lists and some organization tools that you'll be able to see on that secondary navigation bar on the left-hand side. You have My Connections. This is where you'll be able to see all of the double opt-in connections that you've made. These are all of the attendees that you shared mutual interest in, and you've got that handshake on. Your skip list is going to be all of the profiles that you are not interested in seeing. One thing to note is that it's not going to remove that attendee profile from the attendee list. They're still attending the event, you just don't want to meet with them. But it does help to teach our AI who you're not interested in seeing. And knowing that this exists in this list here, you can go back and unskip somebody if you change your mind on them. Last but not least, we have our interested list. These are going to be all of the attendees that you showed interest in, but they have not shown interest back yet. Just a good place for you to reference and keep track. For the first time ever, we have networking and lead retrieval within one platform, which I'm super excited for you guys as sponsors. You don't have to toggle back and forth between a million apps to capture data. It all lives in one space. This is a quick snapshot of what the mobile home screen looks like. So when you log into the app, all attendees will have that first bar that says share your digital business card. Everyone will have that bar. When you click on it, it just pulls up a QR code that can be scanned. You will also be able to scan the QR code on physical badges as well. Sponsors with a physical booth get access to lead scanning, and so they will have that bar that says lead scanning. It just opens up your camera. If you click on that bottom right More tab, it's going to take you to just an extra field where you can view under where it says badge scanning, who you've scanned and who has scanned your badge. Just a good place to reference and see how you're doing in lead generation. Jumping back over to the web version of the networking platform, this is where you're going to be able to review all of the leads that you've captured. You'll be able to see meeting data and lead capture data for your entire team. So if you have 70, that's too many, 25 attendees with you, you'll be able to see all 25 of your colleagues' meeting and lead data here. Under inbound leads is where that is all going to live. And this is going to be a compilation of all of your leads, both digital and physical. These little bars or little blocks underneath your lead's name is going to tell you how that lead has interacted with your account or your colleagues. Whether it is a physical lead, a physical badge scan, whether it's a meeting request, an accepted meeting, they've shown interest in you, so on and so forth. They've viewed your company profile. You're going to be able to capture all of that data right there and see it at a glance, which is awesome. You're also able to then rate and take notes on your leads. When you go to export your data, you have two options. You can either export just your meeting data, or you can export all contacts. The export of all contacts is what you're going to want to get all of your lead data. You'll click export, you'll choose your format. Be sure to hit download. That little export button turns green, so hit that, otherwise you won't get your information. It will download, and the below is just an example of what your report will look like. And that's it for lead retrieval, networking, and registration.
All right, guys, I'm going to go over our event overview. So first we have our booth setup and teardown hours. May 8th from 10 a.m. to 5 a.m. is early move-in. Pre-approval is required for this, and this is reserved for 20 by 20 or larger booths with raw space. If that applies to you, please just still reach out to us, and we'll want to see what time you might be coming in and make sure we're staggering people appropriately so everyone's got enough room and time to build their booth. All other booths will come in beginning at 8 a.m. on May 9th. The event hours are May 10th through 11th, 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. You will have access to get into the exhibit hall at 8 a.m. to kind of get to your booth, get anything set up that morning before attendees start coming by to visit. Exhibitor move out is going to be on May 11th, beginning at 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And then carrier check-in will begin at 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. if you are shipping freight out of the building. This is an overview of both the entrance where you will come in and also the floor plan. If you have not been there before, it will make sense, and hopefully this will be a little bit of a helpful guide ahead of time. The main entrance is on level 2. This is on the street level. You'll come in the north concourse. If you come in other entrances of the building, it's no problem. It's all connected. You might come in what they call the Crystal Palace, and you'll just come down the stairs to level 2. And you'll see all of our signage and registration. It'll be very clear where the counters are for registration. From level 2, where the registration is, you'll go down one of the 2 escalators down to level 1, where the main event is. You'll enter through 1B and 1C and go into the hall. Those are the sponsor halls. The sponsor hall, that's where your booths will be. There'll be one big aisle that goes through 1B and C into 1D and into 1E. 1D is where the main content keynote speakers will be. And then 1E is where the breakout tracks and also the Women in FinTech luncheon will be. One really important thing to note on the lower graphic here on level 1 is that exhibitor service center. It is located outside of the hall. It's in the hallway before you walk into 1B and 1C, and it's room 1B03. We'll have signage outside of it as well. But this will be a key resource if you have any questions or issues throughout the show. There'll be all the vendors in there like Freeman, Metro Media for AB, Javits Electrical, or any Javits services. And then we will also have a representative there to answer any FinTech Nexus questions. In addition to those, during the show, we'll also have some help desks on the floor as well. And I'll talk about where those are on this graphic. This, of course, will have booths on it, but we just called out this floor plan to show you some key feature areas, and booths are throughout this floor plan. In the back of the hall, and actually all on the right side, is where we'll have our cafes and food and beverage. Inspiration Point is our podcast theater. There'll be some live podcasts that you can go listen to there. And then we have our one-to-one networking zone. There will be a help desk in the one-to-one networking zone, as well as that booth behind the one-to-one networking zone. That's our FinTech Nexus booth, and there'll be a help desk there as well. You'll see the innovation zone in the back left corner. If you have Solutions Spotlight, or if you're a part of Pitch It, that is where you will be doing the pitches there. Or if you have a startup kiosk, it'll be located in that innovation zone. And then on the left side, you'll see a speakers lounge. If any of your team is speaking at the event, they will have access to that speakers lounge. And then we have our VIP meetings lounge. So if you booked any VIP meetings, that is where those meetings will take place, not in the one-to-one networking area. We can go to the next slide. This is some of our networking and social events. We've got our VIP welcome reception hosted by Allen and Overy on May 9th at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sorry about that typo. It is in May, not March. It will be at the Edition Hotel, and it is invite only. The day one wrap party hosted by BHG on May 10th, 5:30 to 8:30 is for all attendees, all sponsors. We want to see everyone there. It's on the Intrepid, which is a really cool ship that is out on the Hudson. It's got some great views. We'll have great bands, food, and entertainment. And then we have our day one after party hosted by Argyle on May 10th, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Knickerbocker rooftop. This is invite only as well. We can go to the next slide. Some of our networking events, these are currently on the FinTech Nexus website, and they're available for purchase at a discounted rate. We have a suite at the New York Yankees game that includes food and beverage and some great seats that you can purchase at a discounted rate and network with some other FinTech Nexus attendees, or if you want to encourage some of the attendees that you want to chat with to go as well and purchase tickets for them, you're welcome to do that. The Edge experience is on there, Moulin Rouge Broadway show. We have a walking tour on May 9th, and then we have morning yoga available at a studio nearby on both mornings of the show. Next slide. All right, we've gotten to our Q&A portion. I know our team has been trying to answer questions along the way, but I'll pass it off to Matt.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we've had a ton of great questions come in. So I'm going to read some of the ones that came up, especially the ones that were asked more frequently. Thank you all for joining us. So let's see. I'm not personally attending. Can I still access the app to track the team's meeting progress? So the short answer is yes, only if one of your colleagues gives you their login credentials, so sharing their username and password. But typically we would like all attendees physically attending the event to be the ones using the app. Can a sponsor download all leads? Oops, sorry, they're jumping around. For their attendees, or must individual attendees each download their own leads? Kelly, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so for under the My Team section, you'll be able to export all inbound leads. So that's going to be everybody that has interacted with your profile, your team, either in person or on the platform. Your activity, however, will not be exportable necessarily. You'll be able to export your connections and your meeting data, but that's it.
if we have team members helping with booth setup and tear down that are not registered attendees, can they attend the event? What is the process for them? Megan, can you take that one?
Yes, if they are just helping with setup, that is no problem. They will get a wristband upon arrival that they can help with setup, and the same goes for teardown. They'll go to security and get a wristband, and they can help with setup and teardown, and cannot attend the event because they will not be able to get a badge, of course.
I've seen a few questions in here related to not receiving the networking app link, even if you are registered. I would definitely suggest searching your spam or junk folders, but if you still don't find it, definitely connect with Kelly. And you can reach her through info@fintechnexus.com, and she will get you your reg links.
Kelly, do you want to touch on really quick what email that should have come from?
Yeah, that would have come from no reply at mailevents.fintechnexus.com.
We are planning to record a couple of video interviews with customers. Can we set this up in the innovation zone? So the answer here is really, you're welcome to take photos and videos, but we do ask that these be conducted within your booth space, just to respect other companies and their products from being in those shots. See, if we've registered for Women in FinTech Lunch, should we have a calendar meeting? I don't believe we're sending out calendar invites for this. I would definitely mark it off on your agenda, and we will have you on a list for the luncheon, which will be in the 1E hall where all of the breakout tracks are located. Megan, what can I carry to the Javits if I miss the shipping deadline?
If you're going to be hand carrying anything, it is literally anything that can be hand carried by one person. And that does get a little bit dicey. Like, you can't carry an 8-foot panel, even if you tell me you can carry an 8-foot panel, that will have to go through the back. But if you're carrying boxes that you can carry yourself or you and your team can carry, they just won't allow dollies or hand carts to be carried in. Basically anything on wheels, unless it's like a small 2-wheeled luggage cart, and you want to make sure that you don't need help carrying it, or they will potentially stop you. You can still have stuff shipped directly to the Javits, and it'll just have to go through the back, and then Freeman will deliver it to your booth.
How can we get into the after party? Love that question. I would definitely suggest reaching out to Danielle. Her email address is danielle@fintechnexus.com, and just express interest. And because it is a sponsored event, she'll connect with the sponsor and make sure you are on their radar to receive an invite. Where can I store extra boxes and swag at the event? Megan, can you answer that one?
Yeah, so we will have a room as a courtesy. It's 1C04. So it's out in the hallway outside of the hall. You'll see a string of meeting rooms on site, and it is 1C04. We just want to note that this is available to all sponsors. It is not a secured room, and it's not a monitored room. We don't foresee any issues of anyone stealing swag, but we just want you to be aware that will just be an open, empty room that is available if sponsors want to store extra swag there, but we're not monitoring it for security purposes.
Are sponsor portal credentials different from conference registration credentials? They don't appear to be interchangeable. Veronica, can you answer that one?
Sure. They are different. So your sponsor portal credentials is just your email and then whatever password you've created for that. If you are a new sponsor with us, we'll have to activate your credentials or your portal invites. So reach out to your relationship manager and we can do that for you.
Megan, if I'm taking down a 10x10 banner from the booth during breakdown, do I carry that to the carrier area to ship it out on Thursday, or does that require union labor? And can you actually just go into a little bit of the move out process too?
Yeah, absolutely. So overall, when the show is over, if you do not have a turnkey booth, you're obviously breaking down your items and getting them ready to either ship back via whatever carrier you decide or pack up and take out yourself if they are hand carry items. If you are shipping them out, you'll want to take down your banner if it requires no tools. Like if it is just a pop-up banner, you can absolutely just pop it back down, get it in whatever case it came in, and then you'll want to check in at the Freeman Service Center and give them all your carrier information, and you can just leave it at your booth, and your carrier, Freeman, will take it to the dock and deliver it to your carrier as long as you have arranged that with both Freeman and your carrier. And just a note, depending on how you decide to move in, when you move in, any boxes or crates, things that you will need to put items back into, you'll label with an empty sticker as you're setting up. And then Freeman will be coming by. They'll take those items that have the empty sticker on it that identifies that it is yours and your booth number. And when move out begins, they'll bring those boxes back out for you to start loading your items into them. And then you'll leave those boxes in your booth and do what I mentioned previously. Make sure that Freeman is aware of your carrier information and you've arranged everything through your carrier.
And I just want to highlight a couple of things that you said, Megan. First of which, please do not leave any boxes or crates in the aisles that without labeling with the empty sticker. Javits cleaning crew kind of comes in pretty quickly overnight, and if it's not labeled, they treat it as trash. Once it's labeled, Freeman will take it away, store it during the event, and then return it during the move out process. If you need access to it, please bring it to 1C04, which is the accessible storage, which is where we recommend storing any promotional material or swag. And if it's labeled empty, you won't have access to it during the event.
And Matt, I just saw one below that maybe I'll just add on to really quick. It says we will ship our booth banner on our own, but can Freeman break down, pack, and ship the booth back? I just want to clarify here that if you are shipping your booth banner, make sure that your booth qualifies for a hanging banner, if that's what you're referring to, or if it's just something that is going to go in the back of your booth, then that is totally fine. They will not pack anything up though. You will still need to pack up whatever your booth is, unless it is a turnkey booth. Freeman will absolutely handle all turnkey booth teardown.
Yes, and just to answer this one, this call is being recorded, and we will share this with everybody who attended and also those who couldn't join but registered.
Megan, can you reemphasize what time move out ends on Tuesday? I'm sorry, move ends on Tuesday.
Yes, it is 5 p.m.
So if people are not at the Javits Center by 5 p.m., they cannot set up their booth on Tuesday?
No. So sorry, Megan. So we recommend getting to the Javits by 5 o'clock. If they're going to be later, let us know. And if you're already in the Javits and still need to continue working past 5 o'clock, no one's going to ask you to leave. They will allow you to work until you're done. But if you are going to arrive at the Javits for setup after 5 o'clock, please let us know. You can email ops at fintechnexus.com. And you shouldn't have a problem, but this way we will have you on our radar. Can you ask that? I don't see that.
Sure. Okay. We've got a question. What about the lead scanner? Where will we log on to retrieve those leads? Is it in the portal? So there are no lead scanner devices. You're going to be using your smartphones to scan the leads. And the networking app will also have a section for lead retrieval. So you'll just get to lead retrieval through the networking app. It's not on the portal.
Yeah, and you'll be able to export all of those leads from the web version.
Thank you, Kelly.
And I see one, sorry, Matt, I just saw one right below that it already jumped up, but I just want to jump on it really quick to make sure there's no confusion on this. It says, during booth dismantle, do we leave our boxes at the booth and Freeman will come by and collect? I'm assuming you mean packed up boxes with either some of your booth or product of some kind that you shipped. They will not just come by and collect it. You will pack it up, and then you will want to go to the Freeman Service Center and fill out a bill of lading and make sure you have arranged with your carrier who will pick those items up and where they will be delivered.
And then, thanks for bringing that one up, Megan. On that bill of lading that you complete, it's really simple. You'll let them know exactly what you're shipping out, 1 box or 1 crate, 2 skids. And then you'll let them know who's picking it up so that Freeman will bring it from your booth to their truck once they're pulled into the Javits marshaling yard. And Freeman will give you shipping labels. So you should, once everything is packed up, ready to go and labeled, you'll return that bill of lading to Freeman so that they know that they can release your product to the carrier of your choosing. The only difference there would be anything small package. So UPS shipments, DHL or FedEx small package shipments, all need to be brought to those shipping centers. There is a FedEx shipping center in the building on the 2nd floor. There's a UPS and a DHL shipping center a couple blocks away from the Javits Center. But anything that is not those small packages can be shipped out and will be taken care of by Freeman. Can Freeman ship, or does the shipping back have to be set up with a designated carrier? It's completely up to you. Freeman does have a transportation system that you are welcome to ship through. You might find more competitive rates through other trade show carriers. So if there's, I would definitely bid out for a couple of different quotes to make sure you're getting the best rate depending on what you're shipping and where you are shipping to.
We've got a question about meeting room space that you might want to, are keys going to be given out once they arrive on site for meeting rooms? How does that work?
Yes, I believe it is either a key or a dial, like a number, a code to the meeting rooms. And they should be in the meeting rooms, but if they're not, you'll have all of your relationship managers and the operations team constantly flowing through the expo floor. So find anybody from the Fintech Nexus team and we will get you your keys if they're not already there for you.
If we have a pop-up banner that we can roll in ourselves, we still have to send it through Freeman for both setup and tear down?
Megan, you want to take that one?
Yeah, no, you will not. If it is a pop-up banner that you can hand carry yourself, you're welcome to bring that in through the front of the Javits. And as long as it requires no tools, you're welcome to set it up yourself as well, and then break it down and walk out with it.
We purchased labor for install and dismantle, but we do not have a turnkey booth. Just want to confirm Freeman will tear down our booth.
Yes, as long as you have set it up with Freeman, whether it is a turnkey package through us or a turnkey package through them, they will handle that tear down.
I think these are all the questions. I'll give it another minute, but wanted to thank you guys again for joining us on the webinar. We are very excited to be working together and hosting this event with you in a couple of weeks.
And Matt, I just want to follow up really quick in case we missed any of them. If we did not answer your question or if you have further questions, please just reach out to ops at fintechnexus.com and we'll get it answered.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day and see you in New York in a couple of weeks.